Okay, in this lesson we're going to just kind of poke around a little bit in our model and have a little closer look at some stuff. Now that we know how our project browser is organized, let's set it up to be all. So on the View tab, I'm just in the Advanced Sample Project here. Under User Interface, I'm going to go to Project Browser and set it to be all. Hit OK. That way I know that all views at least are going to be displayed inside of here. So let's go to floor plans and you know what, all, I don't like all, that's no good. So let's go to back to here. Let's set it to be type and discipline, because if I hit edit, there's no filtering going on in there. So it's going to at least have all of them and organize them a little bit. So we hit OK. So now it's going to say floor plans and then by electrical and mechanical. Okay. So let's just as an example, let's go up to level 3. No, I want plumbing, mechanical, um, level 2 plumbing plan. Click, click. Opens up that floor plan, and I think there's some plumbing fixtures on there. So what we're going to do is create a section inside of here. Back to my section tool on the View tab over here. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm already aware that the back cutting plane is going to shoot all the way over to here. And I'm not sure if there's any way of stopping that. Clicking out, escape, escape. So then I can pick this before or after the fact. Click on here. Bring this down to here. So we want to have a little closer look at what's going on in this area, just to kind of have some fun and to get familiar with some of the stuff in Revit here. So if I hover over here, first of all, it tells me it's section 10. And by default, I'm aware that it already doesn't apply certain properties, but it's going to be under sections somewhere. And I believe mechanical. And there it is, section 10. So if I could, doesn't matter, I can double click on here. Opens up that view. Each view again has the chance to be fine, medium, or coarse detail, shaded or not shaded. You know, you can set your scale factor for the view, which will set the size of the bubbles and the annotation in that in the view. We'll talk more about annotation and scale factor. But this is kind of like a nice little, you know, sectional view where we can see some mechanical and some plumbing and stuff like that. So one of the things that you might want to, you know, try doing just to have a closer look, and you can also do it for viewing, is you just kind of take note, you know, what view this is at section 10. And then what you can do is you can go and create a 3D view. So if you go to your 3D views, in our case we'll go mechanical and then click on here, or you can just hit the doghouse button and it'll open up a 3D view. And inside of there you can kind of see which view it is. And this one, the default one, has the kind of the squiggly brackets on here. So that's the view that it's opening up right now. And you can see it's a little bit bold. So all I'm going to do here is, I didn't have to open that. In fact, all I wanted to do is right click on here and say duplicate the view. So what this does is it's going to make a copy of this particular view just like this, and it's going to put the word copy of, or it's going to put a number 2 beside it. So then I can say okay, now it's creating a new 3D view. So you can see 3D view, copy of 3D view. So it's going to make that view for us. And there it is, copy of. So I can right click on here and I can say rename. So I'm going to just scroll up a bit here so you can see that. I'm going to right click on that copied 3D view and say rename. And I'm going to call it, you know, 3D section 10. So I've duplicated the default 3D view and then renamed it. And now I'm going to I think I'm already in it. Yes, I'm already in it because it's bold. And now watch what I'm going to do with this duplicated view. I'm going to hover over here where the view cube is. First, I have to click inside here to make this current. Now as you move over here, you're going to see a little fly out. And if you pick this little fly out, you can go down and you can say orient view, orient this view to a sectional view. And then just off screen, I'm going to see my view section 10 listed. I'm going to click on it. And it's going to take this 3D view that we're in right here, and it's going to reorient it based on that that sectional view that I created, my section 10. But this is a 3D view. So I can pick in here and zoom in now. And now I can use a shift on the keyboard, middle mouse button, and I can actually swivel to a 3D view, and then I can zoom in a little bit. Okay, I can go down here and turn maybe turn shading on, depending on what materials have been applied to these objects. Okay, so now I'm in a 3D sectional view based on this original 3D view. So I can kind of shift middle mouse. Now, when you want to swivel in here, again, it's best to pick on something and then swivel. So shift middle mouse button is how you pivot around. Okay, holding both in at the same time and moving your mouse. Then you can zoom out, and this is a section box, and you can pick on this, start to get used to all these nice little grips, and then you can pick on them and, oh, sorry about that. Pick on this section box and then grip it, pull it up, etc. I mean, you can take these and put them on views and stuff as well, but sometimes just I think as when you're beginning, it's nice to be able to kind of pick an area that is of interest and then kind of zoom in and have a little bit closer look of, you know, what's going on. Again, pay attention to your detail level and your scale. That's what's going to affect how these different schematical views look. Like sinks and toilets will always kind of look solid, but the pipes and the beams for structural and the columns and stuff will definitely change according to this detail level inside of here. So if I say, okay, I don't want to apply that sectional box anymore, all I have to do is make sure I pick in this view and go back down here and say, okay, turn off the section box, and then it'll basically unapply that 3D or that section 10 that I had applied earlier. So there's the full model back again, and then clicking out and zooming out. So the thing is, you can basically take the standard 3D view, right click and duplicate the view, and then rename it, and then take that view and say apply. Once you open it, you can say apply a different view to that 3D view. But what is important is for you to kind of start to kind of zoom in and have a look at some of this stuff, okay? And see what's going on, and maybe compare it to a view, or go in here and, you know, hit your view cube and it lines it up perfectly straight. And then you can zoom in. Now, because this is a 3D view, we're not going to see any levels or anything in here. Sections and elevations are better at doing that, okay? But this, you know, might be something you want to go in and have a look at, and start to get a feel of, you know, what's going on, and start to hover over this and see, okay, this is a floor, you know, this is a curtain wall mullion, this is a flexed duct, you know, duct, this is a duct, and then you'll probably have a cap at the end, an end cap over there. And then if we hover over here, we have an air terminal. Notice the character, or the category is the first one, and then the semicolon, then the family name, and then the type. We'll talk more about that. Okay. And so this is a nice kind of 3D view, but then you might want to go in and actually have a sectional view instead. So you might, you know, say go to my plumbing. Let's go level 2 plumbing, back to here, and then, you know, pick an area that you want to see something in, and go in and draw a section, or maybe even do a call out or something like that. There's different views we're going to show you in here. You can create a call out view, a sectional view. Okay, you can do 3D camera views as well. Not quite as useful, more of an architectural type feature. But if we go to, say, back to our level 2 plumbing, where I know we have something that we can kind of see, you can go in there and create a camera view inside of here. Under here, detail view is the same as this. You see this guy here? Okay, that is the same as this over here. So in here you can say camera, click, and then what you do is you pick up, see, you have to be in the room. You don't want to look through the wall here. So it's a bit tight, but and we could see through this wall if we wanted to, but the thing is we could create a little camera view that kind of looks in the bathroom like this, and it'll automatically create that 3D view. It's going to file it down inside of here somewhere. Pick out in here, wheel out with your mouse, pick your crop region, grab your grips and stretch it a little bit, and pull the stuff out so you can start to see a little bit of what is going on inside of there. Okay. The view is set to be discipline mechanical. That's why you can kind of see through the architectural stuff. Again, if you set this to be architectural, then you'll see a little different view inside of here. There's the architectural version, which is actually, I think I like the mechanical one a little bit better. So that's the discipline of the view. So the key at this stage is to just kind of play around with this file, open up some views, make some sections, make some little elevational views. You can go inside of here. Also, you'll see the elevation button. So you can, inside of here, go, create an elevation. And then, as you notice how you move around here, the eyeball will, so that's an interior elevation. You can do exterior elevations. Okay, back to the view tab. Create some 3D views, sections. A call out is a nice one. You can go in here, click once, click again, and then it's done. And then there's your bubble, so you can pick on the edge of your call out box, and you can move your bubble up here, click out. If you double click any bubble, it opens the view. So if you go click and open this, it opens up that little call out detail. Okay, if you don't want to see something, you just pick on here, hit your light bulb and say hide the element, pan in. So now I have a new call out of my level 1 power plant. Here it is. Notice it's at a different scale. I can even make that at a little higher scale, 1 to 20. I can take that call out view and I can squeeze it down a little bit. Okay, we've got 2 crop regions on here. We've got an annotation crop region, which clips the annotation part, so you can hang the annotations outside of it. So this clips the annotations, and this clips the actual model. So we have a new little call out view, and of course all these views can get placed on sheets. I'm not going to touch on that right now, but the idea is, some of these are used for design and some are used to go on our documentation. So feel free to open up some floor plans in this existing drawing, pan around, create some sections, some call outs, start to take note of where the views are going inside of here. Take advantage of this sorting and searching tool inside of here, and always pay attention inside of here to your project browser organization. Oh, there's our automatic save asking me to save. So there's a setting in our options that will tell you I want to be auto saved in 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So you can choose this. I'm just going to hit cancel at this point. Goes back into that dialog box, and just take note of what's going on here, because that's how this stuff is going to get organized. Really got to start to get familiar with this project browser and all the different views of the model, floor plans, elevations, sections, callouts, and then the properties of the views. Every view has a bunch of properties, and this project browser is going to organize them. So go in and just basically get dirty, create some views, create some sections, note where you are, go in, and when you're in a floor plan, have a look inside, in the view, click in here, go down, check out, start to check out the view ranges and stuff like that. Notice that some views are floor plans and some are ceiling plans. There's a difference, big difference between ceiling plans and floor plans, and we'll talk about that. So get in, make some views, poke around, start to have a look at where things are, and get comfortable with navigating around a model and hovering over stuff and checking properties of all the different objects.